make changes to my policy. Oh, great. You can add Sarah here.
It's Julie.
Right. Sarah was the one your mom really liked. Hi, Julie.
I'm putting my progressive savings towards another cruise.
Look how young you were.
Don't be passive progressive.
Look how cute you were.
Get good coverage and savings for yourself.
Knowing that our 2-year-old has cancer, it's tough to get through.
What up, champion?
How we sounding?
That's good on my end. How you feel? How am I sounding?
No, you sound good. You sound clean.
Copy King. Well, it's time to start the show.
I know this is like so foreign to me. But
who you telling?
we're just starting this off, so this is gonna be the first of many. I just want to see what's generating. I want to make sure it's generating. I have like 6 different things pulled up. It's just kind of nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, it makes sense, but that's how they all start out, man.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Somebody said this the other day. Nobody can remember the first episode as long as you get great.
Yes, agreed. But I'm trying to like, what the fuck? Okay. Like I see you on the bottom of my StreamYard, but I don't see you. Okay. Like I'm trying to learn this shit as we go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
StreamYard, I'm super unfamiliar with.
So same here, but this is the only thing I know that's like kind of can mix certain things together.
Yeah. So let's see. Just want to see something. That is what it is. Okay. Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. There is something going. Okay. Anyway, all right. So, yeah, let's start this off. I am listening to Penelope Ford in the background, and she's doing her thing.
Shout out to Penelope Ford.
Back from her shoulder injury, which is like biting everybody right now, which is fucking weird as hell. That's like the injury going around.
Yes.
As weird as that fucking is, but you know, it is what it is.
I mean, it's 10 years for Finn Balor, you know? 10 years for that rope cuff.
Yo, I actually have that shirt.
Really?
With all the logos. I'm a Finn fan. Like, if I had the capabilities of spinning this around right now, you would see I got like my favorite wrestlers stacked up. I got my old IC belt, and it's like AJ, Finn, Punk, Eddie, Macho, you know, Sting, shit like that. But yeah, man, it's shit. It's fucking 10 years. I remember when he debuted on Black and Gold,
which is insane.
With Tommy. Your camera's kind of high right now. Right now, I'm looking at your chest.
See?
There we go. All right, we good now. All right, so let's start off with introducing ourselves. I am the host of the Champions Here podcast, JL Clavel, and joining me is probably one of my best friends in life. Jesus Christ. Red, aka Jared Redmond, aka your favorite stepdad.
Yes, sir.
So we will be coming at you probably once a week, maybe twice, with different topics, different off the ball topics, not necessarily what everybody's talking about. We will be highlighting that, but what we also be doing is going through with like just different things that pique our interest in wrestling. Myself and Jared, there's one person missing. Marcus, Mr. Take Your Pick.
The third man,
the mystery man, the big Cedric Alexander of the crew. He's missing in action, but he will also be a part of this down the line. But myself and Jared, we're kind of out there when it comes to wrestling. It's a fun aspect because he views things one way, I view things the other way. So it's a fun back and forth. We're both fans of indies and finding the most obscure shit we can come across when it comes to wrestling. So that's what makes it fun. And Jared, I'll leave it up to you, and then we can start off with the topics.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Like, I think we have a good difference of opinions, not in a crazy tribalist way, but I think that wrestling is subjective, and I think we all have our subjective picks about certain things. A lot of things we still do agree on, but there's some different appreciation. But I think that's what makes it fun. Like, that's the whole catalyst of what wrestling is, to find that story, to make sure that everybody's entertained and different situations. Like, my hot take, I'll start off with a hot take real quick before we get into the main meat and potatoes of the situation. I'm sick of Cody
Yeah.
being a babyface. I'm just saying, Cody babyface is one of my least favorite things. I'm sorry.
As you know, I was a old school Ring of Honor fan, so I would go to a lot of Ring of Honor shows. And dark-haired Cody giving the middle fingers to Jay Lethal, shaving his head. You know, I was there. That's some of my favorite shit. I like dark-haired Cody. I like fuck the revival Cody. That's the Cody I enjoy. So I don't know if they're gonna go full blown heel Cody because he just makes so much money for them.
For
He
sure.
is in you know, to put it in a different manner, he's the new version of John Cena for them. Make-a-wishes, merchandise out the wazoo, endorsement deals, all that jazz. So I don't know if they're gonna go full blown. I think they're gonna dabble in it, but I don't know if they're gonna go full blown. My outrageous hot take. My outrageous hot take. Before 2028, WWE will be sold to the Prince in Saudi, and TKO will end up buying the New York Yankees.
Wow.
That is my hot take. That is my hot take. I think it will be sold to the Prince, and they will go ahead and completely do whatever they want with it and probably be abroad.
I'm not. I don't think that's crazy. That's ESPN ticker for you. That's the ESPN ticker at the bottom of your screen, the bottom third.
That's my hot take for the year. So on what is it? The 21st of January 2026. Cody going heel, and I made the ridiculous hot take of WWE being sold to the Saudis and TKO buying the New York Yankees to get into the sports game.
I mean, look, you had a 2-year window, and after Rumble and WrestleMania being there, you may have a really good standing, leg to stand on with that. It's coming up soon, so
I mean, they did open up like an entire kind of like museum over there that they built for them. You know, like a whole they're doing a thing with Mr. Beast over there and stuff like that. They're trying to make it like a tourist attraction. So that was one of the first things that they did. They actually built out a entire kind of like Hall of Fame museum type deal for them. So, let's see. Oh,
Riyadh season forever.
Riyadh season forever. Yes. And they're tons of money. And the rumor is $40-something million to get The Rock to perform. 56 years old at the time. I don't see it happening, but you can never say never. With that guy is full of shit. We all know where I stand with that gentleman.
Hey, once in a lifetime turns to twice in a lifetime. That's all we know, man. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. All right. So, Red, I'll let you do it first. Your breakout star of 2026, male.
The male breakout star of 2026. To be honest with you, this may be a little bit crazy. A little out the wazoo. I think you're gonna get a really good showing from Myron Reed in 2026.
In AEW. Okay, I've been a fan of him and Jordan Oliver when they were a tag team in MLW. So I can see that.
Yes.
I can see that.
Myron has had a really good trajectory with Pro Wrestling Revolver, his TNA run before they got into TV situation, all over Indies. I mean, him and Killer Kelly are really a kind of a package deal. That's his
Yeah.
significant other. I'll see how she comes to play, and maybe not right now, but I think he has a lot of things that you're looking for. I think that personality is there. I think all the Rascals have individuality, which allows them to be great as a team as well. But there's something really special about what he provides. I think he has. I've seen him work heel. Of course, we've seen him work face. We've seen him work tag. I've seen a lot of his indie run of him just being a solo artist with Killer Kelly by his side. But there's some visceral heat. I think he can really get there on the likes of like a Ricochet around that situation. And I think he has the intangibles to make sure, like, hey, this is what I'm providing. If getting the right opportunity. Again, everything's about opportunity and timing, so it's no guarantee. But if I had to pick somebody I think might really break out as a dude this year, I wouldn't go a little unexpected and say Myron Reed.
What scares me about Myron Reed is he's been doing that in-out. I call it the in-out cutter from in the ring to the floor.
Yeah.
And he takes a crazy bump on his tailbone and stuff like that. So one match I'm excited to see from him, because as long as there's no plunder in it, him versus Darby, I think would be off the charts, because they're both very reckless and free when they do their stuff. So them two together could probably put some magic on. Like, they'll probably put one of those Dave Meltzer 5-star holy shit matches where you'll see some really brutal shit, but without weapons. Like, you'll see a fucking cutter onto a staircase or some shit.
Oh,
like
Lord.
some recklessness, but you'll see some fun shit like that.
Oh,
I think those two together could have could make some beautiful music.
There's two matches I want for him in AEW right now.
Okay. Spit him.
I want him versus Ace Austin and him versus Swerve. Those two I want right now. If I get Ace Austin, Swerve.
For me, I have a feeling though that Tony Khan is doing something, cooking something up. There's been a lot of new signees. He's been really hitting the indies, picking up some solid talent from the indies. I think he's going to revamp ROH in some form or fashion. And I feel like
into that.
I feel like they're going to get a TV. I feel like they're going to get a TV deal, or they'll get rid of Honor Club. Maybe put it strictly on YouTube. Who knows? But I got a feeling that something's going to get cooked up. I see Andrade more than likely being the champion over there. I see Athena coming up because she's, 700 days or some crazy number like that. I see a lot of things happening. They're going to get a lot of good, fun talent in that mix. So I got a feeling something's cooking up there.
I have a theory behind all of these signings that I discussed. I have a theory about this.
I think I know your theory. My male breakout star of the year for 2026. Oof. There's a lot of fun choices out there. You got your Dom Mysterios. You got your Braun Breakers. You got your Austin Theories. ROH. AW. My apologies. You got some individuals that I feel like need to get that spotlight, and I'm not too sure they're going to do so because they're kind of top heavy when it comes to the main event scene. Moxley, Samoa Joe, Paige, Swerve,
Omega.
Hangman, Kenny Omega is now making a resurgence. So you got Big Brody King that's starting up something. You just had formerly known as Baron Corbin, Tom Prescott just debuted on AEW tonight. So, that main event scene could get convoluted. There's a lot of heavy hitters up there or capability. But I'm going to go elsewhere.
Okay.
With it.
Intrigue me.
I've been promoting this kid for the last couple of days now. Kuro the Kid out of France. The young man has had some matches with Michael Oku. So he's probably the best British wrestler going right now. he was the last PWG champion before the company went into a hiatus, so to speak.
Yeah.
So he's done some stuff over in with AEW when they were in England. But Kuro the Kid is someone to watch. About 6'4", 210 pounds, 220 pounds, 22 years old, speaks French, speaks English, learning Spanish. He's going to go on an excursion to Japan in the spring. So I have a feeling you're going to see a lot of this kid. I have a feeling Las Vegas this year, he's going to paint that town red, and he's going to come out, and you're going to see some fun stuff from him. We might have a guest coming up soon. Malcolm Muscle, since we've crossed paths a couple of times. There's already a match planned, him versus Zilla Fatu at Fourth Rope Wrestling. So, you're going to see this kid a lot. So that's my pick for 2026.
Shout out to the Fourth Rope, man. Shout out to that. But I saw you post him the other day, and it's just electrifying when he comes out. Like, you can't really teach that type of charisma, that type of stage presence, just coming through the crowd, walking out with that belt. Looks really athletic. Definitely has what you need that charisma-wise. Again, yes, sometimes I like to lean more towards the guys who are the Will Ospreys of the world, who I think just wrestle really good in certain aspects. But when you just have that charisma, you could come out there and just look like a natural-born star like he is. Great.
The kid throws a JBL clothesline. He throws one of those reckless clotheslines. He hit Michael Oku with one of those from the top rope. Reckless. Loved it. But the kid is going to be something special. So, ladies, 2026 breakout. Who do you have?
Oh, again, I'm going off the beaten path. I'm not giving everybody what they're expecting from your regular main roster WWE or even your main roster AEW or ROH. I'm giving somebody who is newly signed to the secondary brand, or not secondary brand, sorry, the second aforementioned company of AEW / Ring of Honor and CMLL, and that is Persephone. Perse is going to be someone I think is going to be truly special in the world of professional wrestling, in the Western world out here. I think she has shown some really good things in terms of how she's wrestled and handled her stature against people like Mercedes Moné. Mercedes needs to be talked about enough too. All her Forbidden Door matches have led to somebody getting a lot of eyes on them. Shout out to Stephanie back here. Say whatever you want about Sasha or Mercedes Moné, however you want to say whatever you want. She knows how to make sure that wrestling thing is done very well. And this is what you did now in Persephone. I think Persephone can play the powerhouse. She can play the role of the babyface. She definitely has a really good heel run. She reminds me of the fire that you have. You see early Thunder Rosa when she first got to TV on AEW, but a little bigger and a little more powerful. I just think she has a lot of the intangibles. Multilingual, definitely has the chops to be within CMLL, Ring of Honor, and AEW. A lot of really good talent and just a charisma that you cannot teach. Anytime she steps on that screen, I think she really truly does command attention.
She draws attention.
You watch it.
She definitely draws attention. Has gotten some eyes from my significant other. She was like, "Who is that? And where did she come from?"
Perse special, man.
Yeah, I dig her style. I like it. The one person that I am really looking forward to, as crazy as it sounds, she's drawn some attention on the indies. I actually met her at my job. She's a Bronx girl.
Okay.
Tiffany Nieves. She is currently the Reality of Wrestling champion and the NWA Women's champion. She is someone I see a lot of good stuff for. She does character work really well, heal her face. Technically, she's really good. She's great with people. Um, uh, Cancer survivor as a kid. So she already has like a built-in backstory. Um, she provides the femininity, but she's also, physical. She checks off all the boxes that you want with a female. Um, and I would say she's probably the person I would want to keep my eyes on. Um, she's very open when you speak to her, very cool. Her contract with NWA is coming up. I believe in June, she told me. And the other cool aspect is, which I'm big on who trains people and how they go about it. She was trained by Al Snow in OVW. So,
Legendary man.
yes. So you already know that she's coming from a strong stock of talent. And they're teaching her the way of working for TV. Booker loves her. Um, she's does work. She did work for Mission Pro, which is Thunder Rosa's company.
Yes.
She was a part of Lone Stone, the women's camp, but she couldn't go due to prior commitments. But that whole Bailey women's
Yeah.
seminar thing that she did. But I see good things for her. I see big things for her, whether it's in AEW, whether it's in WWE, NXT. I see her hitting the scene soon, even TNA. I feel like TNA,
Oh,
one thing they do well is women's wrestling. That's
I'll
one
give
thing
it
they
that.
do well. One thing they do well. Do you have a tag team in mind?
Oh well, it all depends on who signs them. It's tag team that. Well, let me say that there's two tag teams. I'll mention the first one though. I know it's a little bit off the beaten path, but it's two tag teams I really want to see big things from this year.
Okay.
One of them has to get signed by somebody to get seen at a broader scale to truly break out how I think they can. That's Violence is Forever. So
Violence is forever. Kevin Wu?
yes,
Okay, yes.
those guys are a mix of old school tag team wrestling, but with a different type of offense, which is a lot of martial arts, a lot of
Mhm.
just really I'm gonna beat your ass style type of like a wrestling that I think is really, really, really dope. They was DPW tag team champions. I'm not sure if they still are, but I definitely were DPW tag team champions, and I saw them over there. I've seen them a lot of different other places, but I've been a fan for a while now. And I
Mhm.
think if they get an opportunity to get signed by a ROH slash AEW or a WWE, who might probably put them in developmental just because how they are. I don't necessarily. I think they could go main roster, but I think the
Did
tag
just
team
got to get them
scene,
accustomed to wrestling
yeah,
for TV.
yes. But those guys are really skilled. The guys are really talented. I think there's a lot of charisma there. I think they definitely pop when you put them around certain people, so you could really have something there. So that's my first one. But honorable mention, Davis and Doyle might really be a problem for the industry soon, man.
I hate Doyle's name, man. I
I
wish they would have
hate the
stuck with
name.
Jake something, but I understand it.
I hate the
But
name, but I think they're going to the old Vince ad is that Roman Reigns, that Roddy, like
yeah,
those things
yeah,
like that. But I think Davis and Doyle, the way they look like tag team wrestling. They look like they're supposed to have straps around their waist. They look like them versus FTR is a Dave
that's
Meltzer
gonna be a banger.
certified
That's gonna be a
classic.
good match. I hate Dax. I just feel like he complains too much. I love his in ring style, but I just feel like he bitches too much. But um, Doyle and Mark Davis, they give me the feel of you might you might agree. Terry Gordy and Steve Williams, Dr. Death, from back in the old Japan days when they were just fucking brutal and just
Yeah.
clotheslining the dog shit out of people. I feel like that type of feel when I see them. They're two just big, just fucking monsters.
Yes.
So I can see that. My tag team is completely off the wall,
Okay.
and it's not gonna be for a reason that you say, like you said. Mr. Iguana and La Parca,
I'm here for it. I'm here for
just
it.
just for the
I'm
fanfare.
here for it.
just for the fun aspect, just for the if you've been watching any of those AAA shows, they've been really good shows actually. They're giving fans a little bit of difference in what we get during the week from everybody else, but commercial value. They can sell iguanas. They can sell a parka mask, the little dance. You know, representing the La Parkas of the past, the uniqueness of Mr. Iguana throwing himself and slithering around. It's a fun aspect. It's a good babyface tag team. It's gonna be fun. Whether it's AAA, NXT, main roster, they're gonna have fun and they're gonna do well. So that's gonna be my breakout tag team.
Nah, for sure. I think you get Mr. Iguana in the Rumble this year. I think he just has that type of captivation. And I don't know if you get LA Park there because I don't think he's just over. I think this is a sadly to say a not a one-sided tag team, but definitely
Yeah.
there's a Justin Timberlake of the NSYNC in this tag team.
100%. 100%. He's the
But
star of the show.
Mr. Iguana is definitely somebody that has something special for it. I think for sure you get something really good when you put those two together. And I'm not mad at it. Like I I'm a fan of all types of wrestling. I have liked nonsense throughout the time that I've been watching
Mhm.
wrestling. So when you get somebody who can be as fun as possible, cool. Nobody can tell me that Damian Sandow didn't have an amazing run. I'll take it for what it's
Oh
worth.
man, that was great. That
So
was amazing.
I'm with
Initially,
people.
I thought it was Lanny Poffo, the genius, and I was like, please don't go that route. That shit
Yeah.
was awkward, and he was writing poems and throwing frisbees. I'm old enough to remember that. But I love the direction it took, and him mimicking the Miz and all that. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
It was great. But that Mr. Iguana guy, he gives you that extra, that fun aspect that you need. The AAA shows are great. If you're not watching them on YouTube, don't give yourself that disservice. It's a good 2 hours, action packed.
Sure.
It's it moves at the pace of like an old NXT pay per view where it's like boom, boom, boom. But they'll give you packages in between so you can know what's going on and you can get a little bit of backstory on each talent, which is good. But La Parka had an incredible entrance. He came out not this past one, the one prior to in Triple Mania, and he had an incredible entrance. So like they do some fun stuff, which is good to see. Shout out to AAA, shout out to my man Conan for finally getting his just dues, for not being the surly bastard that he is. Uh, so the next one. So we all know WWE is the biggest company in the world, followed by AEW. All right.
Okay.
Some people might say otherwise. Some people might say AEW is number one, WWE is number two. Whatever the case may be, those are the top two. The battle is now who's number three. Do we consider NXT its own brand, its own company, its own entity? Or do we go, no, it's part of WWE? Do we consider AAA? Or no, it's part of WWE? What would be the next biggest company in the world aside from WWE, AEW?
For me, I think there's kind of a mixture of certain things. Like I'm the person who doesn't like qualify NXT as the individualized situation. I don't really
Neither
see
do
the
I.
brand split as big as what it is. I think AAA you definitely separate because there's some people who are in a whole nother multiverse universe that you don't really get to see often enough. It's another reintroduction, so that's why I cover it a little bit further. There's a lot more integration between NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. So I feel like that's one intangible thing you could grab together. Same way I feel about like sometimes New Japan and AEW more than even ROH and AEW, right?
Yes.
I think ROH is kind of in its separatist marks where it has a chance to be that spot. TNA can still do it, but they've kind of fumbled recently. I mean,
that show last week was not very good.
But it's not just that. Like I think the show was not the greatest. You can watch highlights of it and get your fix out of it. But I think, and again, this is me being Monday morning quarterback. allowing WWE have so much control is taken away from you. When you have your X Division champion, one of your main titles that's been there for so many years,
A staple.
not be on
That's a
your
staple.
staple of the company, their bread and butter. You have champions like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, the list goes on and on. For him to not have his visa set up to miss not just the show on AMC, but to miss Genesis is a big red flag for me. You had
So
a chance.
this is the crazy thing for me. He missed the debut show that you know about this for about 3 months already. Didn't get set
Yeah.
up. Missed the pay-per-view. You know about this for about 3 months already. But you let him compete on SmackDown on free TV
Yes.
and
he's-
lose to one of their champions. So to me, I kind of like the way TNA NXT played it, where NXT people were getting wins, TNA people were getting wins on NXT people. You know, it was an even balance, I would say, right?
For sure.
But WWE talent going over anything that's TNA, it's not cool for me. It's like it's too one-sided. It kind of reminds me of like the Kenny Omega when he went over there and just beat the shit out of
Yeah.
Rich Swann, and then basically was like, "Yeah, I'm not going back over there." So like,
Not my bad. For me,
Mhm.
just a little bit. It's a little bit worse for me on the WWE side, right? And not to be a contrarian. No disrespect to Stacks, man, but you are sending your B team players over there.
yes,
Right.
yes, I agree.
At least when AEW had their partnership, like you're sending Kenny over there, you're sending the Good Brothers over there, you're sending people who have been
No, the Good
notable.
Brothers were signed. The Good Brothers
Oh yeah,
were
oh
signed.
yeah, they're signed. But like you
were
have
signed.
people who you had other people in AEW who are coming over there. They're providing something different, right?
Yeah,
A bigger name. You have the AEW World Champion over, not just mind you, like Carmelo still didn't go over there. You're bringing
No.
Leon Slater to you after you lost all your talent. So like the reason it's looking so crazy is like you're taking an L. It may be a bigger platform in terms of like, okay, WWE has more eyes on them as they do. I agree that they're the number one company. As much as they're not my favorite cup of tea, I still like what they do at times, and I still like good wrestling. But I know that they're number one. But I think it's kind of a play where TNA has given up way too much in the situation. You've lost too many stars at what it is, and you're going to lose Leon Slater. Leon Slater has said many times how much he wants to be there. He has his connection with Javon Evans. He's so young. They want him. They're going to give him the bag. Why would he not go over there? You just lost Joe Henry. You lost Jordan Grace. You lose the Rascals. You lose so many people, and you do not prepare yourself for the Genesis show. I just don't understand how you let them convince you, or you do not find a way to make sure that Leon Slater is there. And as consolation prize, they send you back Joe Hendry. And I love Joe Hendry, but he's not even your talent anymore.
No. Yeah.
He's a WWE talent, contracted talent. And now you are out here losing another talent and just going why Leon Slater should not come back. When I could be on a SmackDown in a foreign country and get this major reaction, why am I coming back to be on AMC? Why am I not going to Netflix? Why am I not going to be on Fox? Why am I not allowing myself to be there? The second his contract is up, I do not see that man staying there. So
No,
when you talk
I don't
about,
see it either. I don't see it either. Like the next person I see taking off is Leon for sure. I think if Jeff Hardy's neck can hold up, because he's dealing with 2 bulging discs in his neck, I think we might get what they're gonna call a dream match. I'm not gonna call it a dream match. I think WrestleMania, Usos, New Day, Hardys in like a triple threat of some sort. It's not a dream match for me, but they're gonna call it that. Give the Hardys maybe like a last hurrah, a last major WrestleMania plug. But I mentioned WrestleMania because the TNA World Champion Joe Henry came out as the TNA World Champion on WrestleMania and got in the ring with Orton, which is a major deal for TNA, because at times they just had little bullshit things like in Royal Rumble where Mickey James would come out,
yeah,
and then Big Mama Pump, Jordan Grace came out. So having the TNA World Champ come out in WrestleMania was a big deal, so that was pretty cool for them. But the next crop of stars coming out of TNA, I only see Leon Slater. I love Mike Santana, but he's a little bit on the older side, and he's a little bit of a surly dude. So it's going to be kind of hard to get him to move down to Florida. He has his family based out of New York City. He's not going to want to go down to Florida and be on that timing where, oh, I got to be here at 11 o'clock in the morning. Get out of here. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to go drink my coffee, get ready, go to the gym, train, hop on my flight to go wherever I got to go to this indie and make my money on his Matt Cardona shit, which, you know what? He's earned it. So I'm not mad at that.
Oh, no, Mike has for sure.
Yeah, Mike, he's put in the work. But at this point, I think NXT, not NXT, I'm sorry. TNA, they need Tommaso Ciampa. I would throw something at him to try to get him in. Mike Santana needs some heels to work with. Ciampa, I would throw a short-term, 6-month deal at Jericho to get some eyes on the show. I think Jericho will be interested in that.
I think that's coming.
Think that's coming? Yeah.
I mean, at this point, they kind of have to. The reason, I have them at I have them at a distant 4 right now. I think Ring of Honor is going to take over. I think these signings and this deal with CMLL is going to push them to it. I think this leads to them either getting a streaming situation, whether that be Prime, they find a way to get them on Max, they and I don't know, whatever it is. But when you're trying to make this conglomerate that I think is a much even playing field, unlike WWE, who is just too big out the stratosphere, New Japan is in a place where they are needing help. But unlike the difference between with AEW, WWE, when I may take your talent, I'm not gonna lie to you, they are still taking your talent. The exchange is a lot more even. You gave Konosuke Takeshita a 2-way contract and let him go over there and win that championship. He made sure Yuta Tsuji looks like $1 million when he takes over it, which they need a new guard for. This is the first time that a company like that has no Bullet Club. What Finn did almost
it's done.
Over this game it's not there anymore. But you still have the reminiscences of it to have people over there. You still have Kenny talking about it, about going back over there. You still have Will in a storyline right now with the United Empire, which people may not know.
Coming back to join. Yeah,
but
he's coming back.
He's gonna have a feud. They're gonna probably have another civil war between that. But him versus Cullen Newman, and they're gonna have a great battle about who is about to be the real leader of that situation. Plus, you have Andrade in the mix, who is now about all 3. This is why I think trying to Jordan Oliver. There's things that's gonna work in their favor about what it is. Now, one thing I think that AEW has to do better at, and I know the criticism is all their belts. I think you have to unify 2 or 3 of them, but you unify 2 or 3, but to bring one that's important to me. I've been saying this for a very long time in my mind and has not hit the word, but you need to follow the mantra of a lightweight heavyweight champion.
Yeah,
a lightweight champion, like they did in New Japan. You have a roster of people who can make sure before they get up to that heavyweight scene look really good. You have a speedboat Mike Bailey. You have a Kevin Knight. You have a Myron Reed, like I said earlier. You have
Ricochet,
Austin. You have a Ricochet. You have a whole bunch of people.
There's a slew of people that they can really put that belt on. Darby, Shitty Cassidy himself, Orange Cassidy.
You could rebrand Hook with this. You have
Daniel Garcia.
That division
There's so much talent in that light heavyweight division that can really go ahead and put that up if they just got rid of that national title, unified continental, international, IHOP belt.
Exactly. And once you do that and then actually a person who I forgot to mention and didn't think about, who's probably going to end up in this MJF feud that's going to happen right now with Brody. But if you get back Buddy Matthews, and he's able to take over that light heavyweight championship and become a monster in that division and works his way up to end up fighting like a Kyle Fletcher, or make sure he fights a Will Ospreay and then gets that rub again to be in the world title picture. You're building people in the mission. You're building people intermittently like you did with the old IC belt.
Yep.
Here's your stepping stone. Here's your order. You're telling people, this is who I see next in line to get up here. and you keep them around the main event without putting them in the main event. So you keep circling through with those stars.
Yeah, but you know what's going on with Buddy though. Unfortunately, same situation like with Adam Cole. He has to
Yeah.
get a cadaver. He has to get like a dead person's bone in his foot, in his ankle. So God only knows. He's looking like a monster though. I see his workouts. He's looking like a monster. But I have a really weird number 3 company in the world, and it's basically because of business. They own their arena. They sell it out every week. And it's the oldest wrestling company in the world, CMLL. They have a guy that was a champion for fuck Roman Reigns. He held it twice as long as Roman Reigns. He lost it to Claudio. And
Yeah.
Mascaras Dorado. So, you know, like
Yeah.
this dude is like that company, if you look at it every week, they sell out their building, they own their building.
Yeah.
They actually wanted TKO to buy them out, but they also wanted to sell their buildings. They own 3 different arenas that house 15,000 people that they only use for wrestling,
Which is insane.
which is crazy. But like a lot of stars are getting plucked from there. Hechizero, fucking Stephanie Vakor got plucked from over there. A lot of the Latin talent, they go through there. Whether you come from South America, whether you come from the Caribbean, whatever the case may be, you're going through there. They have a partnership with New Japan, so like they have that cross mix. They work with MLW, they work with ROH, they work with AEW. They're kind of doing a mixing of people with. They even do it with TNA. They're doing the mix of people without having all that political. So I feel like they're right now. It doesn't seem like it since we're out here in New York, but they're probably the 3rd biggest company in the world, which is crazy to say. I disqualify New Japan just because they're gonna lose a ton of people. Fit Finley's son is leaving. He's coming back to the States. Gabe Kidd, talk is that he's leaving, and there's kind of like a bidding war for him right now. Evil is supposedly WWE bound, which is crazy for me because I've never would have seen it. Evil's a little too old. He's a little too long in the tooth. But you know, let's see what they do with him.
They're gonna do bad. I'm not a big fan of Evil, but WWE has shown me that Japanese talent is not a main source of.
Yeah, they don't work out. They don't know how to.
Shinsuke, you killed Shinsuke. You
Don't say
killed
that.
Shinsuke for me.
Who you telling? Who you telling? I was uber excited when they fucking debuted him, and you know I was on that bandwagon, and I'm walking around doing this shit. You know I'm a Shinsuke fan.
You killed Kenta. You killed all of my favorite Japanese wrestlers in WWE.
Kenta, I think he was just a victim of just like the injuries just caught up to him at that point, and you
It
know,
was that in timing. I think
and timing for him. But honestly, he came in a rough class.
Oh, for sure.
It was Kenta. It was fucking Finn.
It's Finn. Then you get Sammy. Then you
Kevin
get Claudio.
Owens. You had a young Juice Robinson. You had Claudio. You had Baron Corbin. You had Chad Gable. You had
Neville. You got everybody.
Neville. It was a rough class. TJ Wilson was still wrestling at that time. You know, like it was a rough class to come into. And you know, he had the language barrier and stuff like that. So he had a lot of obstacles to go through. But yeah, WWE doesn't, when it comes to foreign talent overall, whether they're Latin, whether they're Japanese, European that don't speak English, they always drop the ball. So I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true or not. He's married to Io.
Ooh.
Evil?
I think so, but not 100%
I heard something
sure.
like that, but I'm not 100% sure. That could just be some racist shit. that people post up because they're both Japanese. But
I,
yeah,
I think I've heard that before, but I can't clarify of
yeah,
exactly what it is.
yeah. Like he was one of the people in New Japan that I felt like he had the belt for such a short period of time. It was just like got it today, lost it tomorrow type of deal with him. Um, yeah, so I'm CMLL. You're thinking ROH could jump into the number 2 slot,
The
no, number
only
3
reason
slot.
I say ROH is because it has US Mod, and again, so all these talents that we talk about Persephone, you talk about Hezecero, they've signed dual partnership deals.
1 year
So
deals too. I
so
was reading on that too.
they're in between both companies. So
Yeah.
this is a chance for you to elevate a company like that. Again, you got Jordan Oliver you just signed, you got the Rascals, you got Trios, you got back and forth, you have Athena. If you get a way to find, hey, I have a prime deal or something, or you have ROH on TV, the amount of eyes you're gonna get in North America is going to allow
Alone.
you to have that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I love CMLL and Augusta. In Mexico, that is a major thing. Like Lucha Libre is on a resurgence. I think you have a great time with AAA as well as CMLL. Like, I mean, look, you got the Gringo himself, aka Americano, over
Yeah.
there leading the charge. But I
Yeah.
think you have to look at it. AEW has such a big roster that you can flip back and forth. You can tell as a brand split. But since ROH has so much history, so much lineage, it's kind of a really separate story base and a kind of a similar but distant fan base, you can make them seem different. It's not
Yeah.
like AEW. It's not like AEW is using them as your NXT. They may be doing it, but they're doing it like at a higher clip. I think my biggest problem that leaves like the other companies is I feel like AEW is just too much Big Brother. They're too much. Put your arm around them and say, just hey,
Yeah.
rock with me. I think there's much more partnership that you get when you find a way to see the other companies. Like there's a lot of really good things in there, and I just think that it's all about taste. But I think that they have a problem. I think TNA is taking themselves out the running. I think they can have a decent showing, but losing all that talent, it's kind of looking like I don't know what you're doing over there. Like I don't know what's next for you. And then New Japan, the reason I don't have them as high as that is because again, they I have to see what the new guard does. Like Yoda Suji is gonna be good over there. Yuta Ice over there. I mean Bullet Club is forming with Lij now forming the I forgot exactly what
The War Dog?
the
No,
group's
it's not the
called.
War Dogs.
No,
It's
no, they've been conflict of order. The War Dogs Bullet Club
yeah,
have come together with
I forgot what it is.
Lij.
Lij.
Some
But Andrade still Lij. Harush is
well,
still Lij.
but see, Andrade is multiple things though. Andrade is Lij and United Empire.
Jesus Christ.
Well, he's
Oh
at
yeah,
least
because he
linked.
teamed up. Yeah, he teamed
He's at
up.
least linked to
Yes.
them because Kevin Lumen brought him in to be with that. So I don't know if
Yeah.
they put him down officially in there, but he's mixing across the lines. There's a lot of situations that can be big there. New Japan has a chance to sneak back in because they got a lot of old guards. Sonata will be going as well as Evil. You don't have Naito. I know it seems bad, but you got a team over there like the Knockout Bros with Oscar and Yuta Ice who are
Yeah.
coming out, who are staying over there, who are thought to be leaving. I don't know what you do with Driller. And yes, you have somebody like Gabe Kidd who may be coming out, but New Japan may give him something nice and allow him to do AEW dates. You just like don't know.
So I heard something interesting from specific online person that said over the last Royal Rumble,
Uh-huh.
Tanahashi was
The GOAT.
in the area,
Yeah.
and Tanahashi met with WWE brass, and apparently he's like he likes the way WWE creates stars. He enjoys the showmanship, X, Y, and Z. The current world champion, I can't pronounce his name. You just said it for New
You're the
Japan.
you're the Soji. Yeah, that's my guy.
So he made some comments prior to Wrestle Kingdom that he does not like the partnership with AEW. And apparently that's a big thing in the locker room. Do you see it switching? Do you see maybe New Japan and WWE kind of working together in some sort of fashion? It happened in the late 80s, early 90s. And then they went over to I forgot what the fucking company was called, but then it went over to a different company. But do you see that possibly happening with Triple H being not as like just bullish as Vince was
I don't
and more
think it has.
strategic?
I don't think it happened just for the simple fact that if you're New Japan, you've seen how the partnerships work. I don't think you get a beneficial situation out of it. I don't think that they put you in a type of demeanor where they're gonna send somebody that's big enough on an excursion to make you look good. AEW, whether he likes it or not, Yoda Sushi, I get it. He may have said some things, but you never know. Work shoot, even if it's a shoot, right?
Mm.
You've seen that AEW has given one of their young stars who is very talented in terms of Shibata. They gave him to you to run that G1. They gave him to you to have that belt. They gave him to you to put Yoda Tsuji over. I don't know if WWE ever gets you close to that. So this is why I think the partnership. It may. I'm not saying anything can happen, but I don't think it benefits you. And I think if you're Tanahashi, you have to look at that. They don't give way. AEW is willing enough to be like, hey, we had somebody lose. WWE may take your championship and you never know what happens. You may end up getting fucking no disrespect to him at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Kota Ibushi. I'm not Kota Ibushi. I'm taking Shibata over you probably getting Ethan Page, bro. Like it's just what you're gonna get for the bang for your buck. I don't think it's as helpful to it. I just think WWE is not getting you borrow Braun Breaker. They're not. And mind you, like Shibata's at the top of his game.
Yeah.
I keep saying Shibata. Yeah, not Shibata or Kota Ibushi. I am so crazy with my Japanese name right now.
Oh,
Konosuke
Ibushi.
to Keshta. I am crazy. I am so sorry. Konosuke to Keshta. You let him go over there and do that and hold that down and try to rebuild something in between. I think you also get a chance to have some people go over there that from WWE from AEW that you can put into your tag league, that you can put into your best of Super Juniors. I just think it's a more fair trade-off and back and forth. And you always have a chance now to reintroduce Okada and Kenny when you keep the AEW partnership alive. So no matter what, we'll always keep money in your pocket. They are beloved heroes in that sports scene in Japan.
Oh yeah. Out there, they're legends. But also, I'm just thinking kind of like outside the box. How big would it be to send Finn, AJ, and Shinsuke? So like, how big would it have been to just send them over to Wrestle Kingdom and have, instead of it being Okada, you would have had this guy wrestle him, Shinsuke, instead, because they do have more history. It would have made more sense. But
true, but if you
Uncle Dave says one thing because he's a shill for AEW, but apparently the whole holdup was WWE didn't want to have AEW talent on the show also. And which they kind of can't do because they got that working relationship.
But the reason why I can say that I have more faith in the report than not, WWE has shown that they don't like to be around them else. They'll mention somebody randomly, but they don't like to be around that situation. They don't like to share that air. They want to keep rarefied air by themselves, and it's too much of that AEW there to be around. Not to say that they think they will be overpowered, but they don't want to give them a chance to breathe. It's two different.
100%. Yeah.
AEW is fine with being themselves in a lot of it, and they'll fight back. WWE wants to destroy them, and that's a different type of situation. And I think you're right. When you don't want to let, no matter how the situation is, WWE did not let Shinsuke Nakamura end up in the Tokyo Dome, either in that ring just to say goodbye, any other situation.
Yeah.
They are very big about them not being around people. They're very big about not being seen around people. That's why you see all the pictures of Bayley and other people hiding in TNA with the glasses to watch Mercedes wrestle. They're very big on keeping that separate situation with active wrestlers. They love to bring up your history, but when you get a chance to get Finn over there, great. But if I'm personally New Japan, I don't think I get enough back. I don't think y'all care enough to ever put me in that situation. And whether you agree with Tony or not, and people, you have all the criticisms you want for Tony, which I can understand, he is much more willing to make sure you have an even partnership than overpowering you. Like he again, AEW they took the talent over there, but yes, I'm taking the AEW CMLL route than opposed to being like AAA, where AAA feels very powerful, but at the same exact time when it comes over here, like you're YouTubing me. You see what I'm saying? Like in the
Yeah,
grand scheme of it, in the grand scheme of America, you're putting me on your YouTube channel. You're not putting me on like a special deal through a
but
Netflix
you know what
situation.
that's about, though, right?
Yeah,
They're unable to get into the U.S. market yet because of a
true.
fucked up deal that they signed with Univision, and it's kind of holding them out of being on US TV, which hopefully gets worked out, and they're able to do what they got to do. I don't think they're strong enough solo to be a standalone show in the US yet, but time will tell.
I
Time
don't
will
believe
tell
so
about that.
either, but you're right. Time will tell. Like this is gonna be an interesting year for wrestling. But again, we'll see. But that's where I think that's a decent take of what number three. The number three spot could really go either way. I just
Yeah.
think it's the next couple of months are gonna show who's about to really come to play and how
Mhm.
things are moved around.
All right, me. This is a topic. Just me being biased. Um, Finn needs to be in the main event picture. He proved it. He can hang. He's better off action. Let's break up the Judgment Day. Let's get him away from Judgment Day altogether. Let's do the him versus Dom thing. Get it over with. And let's get Finn back in the main event picture. It gives a breath of fresh air. Kind of refreshes his character. Let's build him back up. Him to SummerSlam, him to Hell in a Cell, him to Survivor Series. Let's build him back up because it's tiresome already. Pin Balor, I was waiting for that shirt to come out. But WWE main event scene, it's a lot of injuries, a lot of the same shit over and over again. Roman versus Cody, Roman versus Bloodline. It's Roman versus Drew. We've seen it. The only thing we haven't gotten is Roman Gunther, which we probably won't get,
You know,
and Roman Jacob, which I don't think we're gonna get.
I
And
think you have a better chance at that one. But
we had the chance, but it went left. And the last one will probably be Roman Punk, which I think you could get, but I don't think you'll get it. I don't think you'll get it. I,
well,
I, I'm I'm just thinking, let's get Finn in there. You got to. For me, Finn, LA Knight. Let's give LA Knight a shot. We got it. We're putting Jacob in that spot this weekend. Him going in with Cody. I don't see Jacob. I think WWE needs to react and not wait too late. Cody is teetering on that edge of fans turning on him. So we need to react in the right way, because if not, it's going to be one of those things where they're forcing him down people's throats and people are going to hate him even more.
in a biased world, trust me, I have my love for Finn Balor, but you have to give me a storyline that allows him to be as productive, right?
Oh, it's a major overhaul they got to do on his character to rebuild him. Major.
The reason it scared me for him if he stays on Raw, it sounds good, but I'm bringing in Oba Femi.
Yeah.
I am still having Seth come back. I still
As a
have
face.
I still have Braun Breaker. I still have the possibility of Roman. I just don't know why I put him in this shuffle. I think he'll be okay. I'm not like shout out to the Masked Man show. Finn Balor will be okay. I think he will. But getting him back in that picture is going to be a little bit hard because of how they've done it. And I don't hate him in the faction, but if you did it like I'm making Battle Club Worldwide again, like that's the club that I really want. I wanted Battle Club Worldwide to be a situation where it's him, JD, maybe Sheamus, get it together, become faces, knock some heels on the ass, and then put him there. Or even if you had him switch with like Sammy and then have him go after Drew.
Drew, I mean, that's also something, you know, they can easily do that. Flip flop, move people around. Um, there's no set draft anymore. But going about it in a way where it makes sense as far as Sammy, I say Trick should go over Sammy. It's kind of quick, but the guy is money. So everybody else in that match is like, Trick is the biggest, baddest thing going in that match. But flip people around. Let's
I
make
mean, no,
it make some sense.
I don't disagree. I don't know if I want to see him versus Drew though. Like I don't know if I want to see Trick versus Drew. Like
I don't want to see that, but they kind of paint themselves in a corner. Trick came out with them lemon pepper steppers and them white boots, and he's running roughshod. He out promoed Randy. He shut Randy down in that promo. Sammy was stuck. Like, fuck, this nigga's talking a lot of shit and he's doing it well, and I got nothing to say. Homie's crushing me right now.
But but I think a lot of it is about presentation, right? I think WWE has not done a good service. Like they've been in a black effect situation. This is what I'm calling it right now. I'm coining the phrase. They're
Yeah.
on a WWE black effect, and they've done it. I don't know if Triple H has been reading Twitter as of late, and he's heard that he's done terrible with all the black stars. Somebody still try to find me a reason to watch New Day. I love what their
I
storyline is
hate New
trash
Day.
right now. Also, somebody please put an APB out for the Street Profits, please.
Oh,
Someone find Montez.
it's easy to find it. It's easy to find. Montez keeps shooting himself in the foot. You know why? Montez doesn't want to break up with Dawkins because he knows what's going to happen. Otis and Tucker. Tucker's going to disappear, never to be heard from again. Tucker is Dawkins.
If that happens, I feel like then that's a problem for WWE because WWE has a lovely mid carder on their hands in terms of Dawkins. He gives me a more charismatic D'Lo Brown, and I don't mean that with
That's what I think too. That's what I think too. D'Lo Brown.
He can give you a very good mid card title, and eventually even give you a shot at not. I'm not saying he's gonna win a title, but give you a good match with somebody one day where he wins a title shot. You could do a lot with him. And if you don't see that there, I think this is where problem with WWE is. I think this is my biggest issue with them is we talk so much about storytelling, but I don't think you know how to get outside of the bigger names. Then show me what happens with Braun. And I try to. I know I'm going on the outskirts of law of anybody who's a wrestling fan. CM Punk doesn't do it for me. I did not. When he was in his ascension, I was out of it. Come back. I can see why people do love CM Punk. Don't ever get me like wrong with it. But in his current day and age, you have too many people at the top of that card who are damn near 40, if not 40 plus.
40 plus. Everybody's 40 plus.
And you have to find a way to make me care about somebody younger. So again, if WWE cannot find a way to make Dawkins a priority, which you can because your mid card is whatever it is and people are moving around. Because guess what? Aleister Black used to love it. They love is having ambulance matches in a random ass Friday every week. And Damian Priest has got back to the mid card. He is not a world. Like, we can talk about it. It's supposed to be AEW. Miro is no longer alive as well. Where are these?
No. Miro, they keeping him off of TV because they just want him fresh when he comes back. I was just reading an article on that. Supposedly that's the same deal with the Street Profits, but the tag team division is so ass right now that it doesn't make sense for me.
But that's a choice but that's a choice division because at this point you should have just been put the Lucha Bros together. You should have just unified the tag title and have them go back and forth. Right now, the tag division has the Usos to have the championship, and you're just seeing Jay. I know that Naomi is a pregnant woman at home, and she is loved by her husband, and I love the belts on them.
What exactly?
This is
my thought was, I don't know about you, but my thought was Jay's going to turn on Jimmy, and you were going to see another upper mid card, lower main event heel that was needed with Seth being pulled and then Braun being pushed into that spot and Bronson Reed and Logan Paul being pushed into the top upper echelon heels on Raw. But I was just like, why the fuck they gave him the belts? It makes no sense. But in reality, they had nobody to give the belts to.
Wow, we love a makeshift tag team. I'm giving the fucking belts to Penta and fucking. Yeah,
I
if you
would
give
put
it to
Penta
AJ,
and his brother.
yeah, put them together. They're not. Look, I'm sorry to say whatever the fuck y'all want to. I know it's gonna take some while. 'Cause Penta got hurt. But Ray Phoenix is not being Ray Phoenix.
Oh no, they've dumbed him down. They've watered him down so much since he's
So
arrived.
not Ray Phoenix, and at this point in time, you better off putting random ass tag teams together. Again, I love and Motor City Machine Guns is one of my favorite tag teams. That's partially why I love tag team wrestling. They don't exist. Ciampa's leaving because again they don't give a damn about that team. Fraxium lost the tag team titles, have not been really heard from again like that. So you
Well,
have tag team.
the dude with the mask is apparently hurt.
I mean, if you got a kid, there's just things that I'm not super special like.
And they're saying that Nathan Frazier got some heat on him because he hurt this dude and then continued on landing on him on Elton Prince.
This is supposed to be the same thing that happened with Alpha Academy. Then everybody has heat, but then this is the place where then are we gonna call everybody unsafe, or we just gonna understand that wrestling is a dangerous sport? Like where are we gonna call the line for it? Because at the end of the day, technically, if you look to the reports, and again, I don't work there. I ain't never been a doctor, but apparently Alpha Academy, oh no, sorry, American Alpha, that's the name I believe. I can't remember the Creed brothers situation. They hurt Ray. That's why they've been on TV ever since.
Yeah, but
then
the small one is reckless.
But then
The
you
fat
have,
They,
but
yeah,
then you
they,
have
they
to
rushed
do
him
a
up.
better. Then you have to do a better job of not rushing people up. Then, so what we this
Exactly.
call up system, you consistently want to just rob everybody at NXT. Then what is this? Or you have to be honest with what it is. Wrestling is going to be a wild place because it was. And I had arguments about the other day. You're going to call somebody on the other side maybe reckless, and I don't even believe this conflict. But the argument is, you could have had an argument with Seth, right? And I'm not saying it for anybody try to hit his inside. Like I'm not saying Seth is reckless, but he had a run where people somehow, some way got hurt in those matches. This goes with Finn.
Yeah, Brett
This
was
goes with
calling it.
Sting. This goes
Yep.
with Sting. This goes with the Cena busted nose. This
Yep.
goes with him being for himself. We gotta be honest with what it is, and we gotta be better on all sides of wrestling and call it down the middle fair. There's
Mhm.
some things that happen. We gotta be consistent with it, but don't just throw everything out the window. And don't promise me a tag team division on SmackDown and you don't give it to me. You
Yeah.
don't. The fact that match that you tried to have that ladder match on a random SmackDown and not on a PLE is crazy to me. That
Stupid.
so the Motor City Machine Guns, yeah, cool. Everybody get their money. I know we talk about the whole money. Wrestlers, you should get your money, but at the end of the day, right? I'm pretty sure they have learned how to balance out how to be a wrestler and live their life and situation. Cool. I don't always want to be in catering, and that's when people be surprised, like, oh, why did Mustafa Ali leave? Because
They want to
just
sit in
getting a
catering.
paycheck is
It
not
wasn't for
enough
them.
sometimes.
Yep.
And WWE, like, we see people like that, but like this, everybody's so happy about Hobbs. I'm worried about him because unless you are putting him in the vision, I've never heard Hobbs talk like he's had some good promos. I'm not saying Hobbs can't talk, but how you bring him in? You already got to show me what you're gonna do with Obafemi. You got to
Yeah.
show me how you got to make Braun the guy. He has to be like, this was a chance where you could have had Braun beat Punk, because I don't think Punk needs the belt. I think you put him over on that situation. You have Punk chase. Punk is better for me chasing.
Punk Roman, and like I call him like Taker tier, where at this point they don't need the belt. Brock Lesnar doesn't need the belt. They're like attractions. When they come out, something good's gonna happen. So something exciting's gonna happen. So you don't put for me, he doesn't need the belt. I understand why they put the belt on him because Seth got hurt. And it was kind of like a panic. But like I wanted him to drop the belt to Finn, but I was like, they just dropped the belt to Drew. Cody's been pushing to drop the belt for a bit because he's saying he knows he's getting stale. He knows there's money with him chasing. Whether
Oh,
he's heel or face, he knows
but
it.
he's Homelander. You Cody
Yeah,
has Cody still does heelish shit as a white
as a
meat baby face.
babyface. Yeah,
Cody has
100%.
that smirk that makes you give a lovely punchable face. He
Yep.
doesn't have the same him coming out in suits every week. It gives a White Knight MJF. It just doesn't. It's just the same.
It gives a polished MJF look.
It's just not the same. Like you come out in a suit. I hate the term "I'm QB1." I've said this a long time ago. I hate when you have to tell me that you're the one. That's a heel situation. You telling me
Yeah,
that you're him is you just saying. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm Kurt Angle and I'm talking about my three eyes when I was a babyface. Talk about the heel Kurt Angle. You got to tell me, this is why you do this. This is why I'm the one. Telling me QB1 ain't shit to me.
yep.
Because sorry to let you know, I'm still picking the big Samoan dude with the long hair. That's Akuma. Anytime
Yep.
to me, that's my personal opinion. I think a lot of people have that situation. So I just think Cody's in a situation where it is. I think wrestling has to find a way to understand how to make off seasons and make storylines that end in a proper way and pivot better. I didn't watch Unreal yet. I didn't see what it is.
I
I
refuse to
still
watch that
think
show.
I think that it's still a way to keep kayfabe because they're just going to tell us whatever the fuck they want to tell us, and it sounds good. And I don't know when it was taped and how you're going to do it and what cuts were made. So I don't believe it in general. But what I'm saying is, you got to make sure there's an off season. There should be. I need to miss somebody sometimes. I need to have
No,
people out there
100%.
throwing people
Like Jim
ragged.
Ross used to say, "How I'm gonna miss you if you're never gone."
Like WWE as of old, whether this or not, even at Stone Cold Stop, he'd be missing for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
You have him in a casket match. He come back later. Taker, you just have somebody come off the TV different, and it's just a lot of things that's not great with it. And I just feel like we're losing the essence of what it is. That's why I'm scared for WWE. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, and I may be crazy. They're not caring about what wrestling is anymore.
no,
And
it's all about creating moments. They're a movie.
and and that's great. But then don't piss on me and tell me it's running. Don't tell me it's sports entertainment, but then don't have people tell me that this is the best thing of it. If you want real wrestling, it's like the show is just what it is. Like I get you have moments and stories about it, but and I don't want you to be a train wreck like the Attitude Era, but these stories become convoluted. The same thing over and over again. If
Yeah,
Drew didn't win, thank God Drew won. If he did
because
not
if not,
win,
he would have been shitted on because he
well,
can't win the big one.
then he could never win a championship after that. Like it doesn't.
Yep.
Like, you might as well just release that man after that he doesn't win a championship. Because what are you telling me he gonna win? And the thing with Cody is Cody beats people 3 times. Seth to this day has no reason to ever talk to Cody. He beat him 3 times in a row.
I mean, he beat him the last time with a bum shoulder. So
Yeah, but he beat you with a peck.
yeah, he beat him with one booby. So
I'm just I just yeah, okay, my bad. Getting to 3 makes no sense because I beat you twice. Like it is what it is. Like cool.
yeah.
It's no back for there's no rubber match. This is I'm beating you again. But I
So
mean that's just my thing.
Royal Rumble's next week. What is who's your all right, we'll do this a little different. Surprise entry for men and women, dark horse pick, and obvious pick.
I mean, so I don't know if WWE is allowed is able to give me a surprise anymore because with the partnership I expect everybody. Like the only surprise I would get is like a retired diva but I don't probably want to see. Like
I hate watching Lita and Trish Stratus come out.
I know I
Or
will
Michelle
always
McCool. Keep Michelle
I don't
McCool.
I will always support Lita. Amy Dumas and Trish Stratus will always be supported in my heart and my soul. I love them. I a surprise entrant. Cause like I'm expecting Joe Henry, I'm expecting Loki Mr. Iguana, I'm expecting to see LA Knight back at the Royal Rumble. I'm
Mhm.
expecting to see a lot of these people that like even Jericho wouldn't be a surprise anymore. And I don't think you're getting him though. I like surprise for the men. Wow, that's kind of hard. I'm not even gonna lie to you, that's kind of hard. Like we don't even have free agent news.
With your support today, you will help feed.
My surprise, I wouldn't do it because they're in Saudi, so he probably wouldn't get the oh shit moment. Will be Hobbs,
We'll send you this free welcome kit. Thank you.
but he wouldn't get the oh shit moment. So I would just wait till they're in the States.
I mean, I guess your surprise is you get LA Knight back. I
LA
mean,
Knight. Yeah, I would
uh,
say LA Knight,
you get
Rusev.
you get Rusev. Like, who's this? Like, I'm talking about surprise. Like, it's like, oh gosh, who's on? He's like,
Like an oh
you're
shit
not
moment.
you're not getting Michael Oku, and nobody's gonna like, you're not
Yeah.
getting
Yeah, we're
like
not getting Michael
who
Oku.
who are you getting that's gonna be like, oh wow, I didn't expect that to happen. Like I'm telling you, Missy Iguana comes in, that's gonna be dope, and I love that for him. I'll be excited for it. Don't get me, you're gonna give me the yeah, that shit is lit, but I'm not shocked anymore. Like you might, yeah, you should actually shock me with RVD, bro.
Nah, he just had his twins, bro.
No,
He
he'll
just
take a
had his
Saudi.
twins.
He might take a Saudi check, but we'll see. I don't know. All
The
right, so if I can get RVD, I don't know who the fuck like. I don't.
for the women, for me, is Bianca.
Women, you have a better chance. Like Bianca, there. I'd be more surprised. I'd be happy with a Kendall Gray. I think Kendall Gray would be lit.
Kendall Gray is amazing.
Like
She,
that'd be my shocker. But I would be so happy to see Kendall Gray. I think she's
you know
phenomenally good.
who would really be a shocker for me?
Okay.
Britt Baker.
Her pop scares me,
Her pop would scare me.
and it's
Or
not. And it does
not
take
in a
away
good
from
way.
Britt. No,
Yeah.
no, me either. I don't. I think Britt is actually a really good wrestler and has a really good character work. I like
Mhm.
her as a performer. I don't know if Britt Baker is as well known to that type of
To,
audience
to
as
the
some other
world.
people.
Yeah. Or another person that would love to see in the company, but I don't think it's going to happen just because of Chelsea Green, Tessa Blanchard.
I don't want Tessa regardless. Keep Tessa away from you. Keep Tessa away from me with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
I mean, you get. I think you get the surprise of like Leon Slater. Like that's your surprise. I think you get Leon Slater, and you get some NXT calls up. I think in the women's side, you get a great shot from Kendall Gray and Zarya. I think Zarya becomes one of your top performers, or Lash. I think those are. But I don't. I'm not surprised in terms of. I just think there's going to be some people that's going to have better showings than expected. I think Lash is a big thing for her. Her
I think
and
Lash is going to have the big showing for the
and
ladies. And
Trick
I
are going to
think,
be.
no, I think Braun. I think
I
Braun
think
Breaker is
no.
going to have.
I think this week. No, I think this week you have to come out of Oba. I think Oba has to come and destroy.
Okay. Okay.
I think Oba is in there, and Oba is that guy. If you have any say person that I will say is surprised, if I see Zilla, and I do not think Zilla gets there.
I don't think Zilla's allowed to leave the country yet.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. That would be the biggest. It'd be Zilla.
He's just started to like leave the states, like leave Texas. So I don't think
Right.
Zilla's going to be on that level yet. But Zilla also has a shitty attitude.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of her stuff. She has. I don't
Nah,
get too
like
caught up in it.
he thinks because of his last name, he thinks like, oh, I am Roman Reigns. I am Jimmy and Jay. No, you're not, buddy. They've earned that, and you're not there yet. I mean, he tried to hold up Red and Brian for an extra like 10K and like first class seats for him and his boys to pull up to HOG. The fuck out of here. I paid for you to wrestle. I'm not paying for them to wrestle. They want to pull up, that's on their dime. Oh, I got a video team. Oh, congratulations. That's not my problem.
I don't disagree, but you get what you ask for. Like closed mouths don't get fed. I'm not saying I necessarily agree with it, but hey, the way the world is right now, if you got a chance to because you may be right, but to HOG credit, and I love HOG, they have this weird shit of like it's such a weird indie, like they'll have like a major name and then nobody else. And but great
Yeah.
talent. Great talent. But
Yep.
then when you the big fish in the little pond, you're gonna act for shit like that. I'm not saying it's right, but people gotta understand what it is. And in this type of entertainment industry, especially with just the world as it is today, I don't think nobody asks for a lot of different shit. Like there's a lot of people I'm like, oh,
Moose,
hey.
couple of weeks ago, the weekend of Cena's final match, He was in Little Italy in the Bronx, behind a bodega, training people at a wrestling seminar. Behind the
Hey,
fucking
man.
bodega.
But that you gotta look at the bright side. That's some great shit. When you get somebody of that, uh, mm,
What did you feed him? Like, what you gave him? Like 2 chopped cheeses and a couple of
hey,
Arizonas? Be like, yo, just train these kids for me
uh,
real quick at the
my
seminar.
my son did it for the love of the game. He's on his Bailey shit. He did it for the love of the game, man.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just nuts, man. All right.
Wrestling is a crazy place.
So last one. Last two
Okay.
is AJ losing at Saudi.
No, it's a rubber match.
I'm
How?
hoping I am hoping no, because AJ's my goat. So I would like to be at his final match.
I don't think. I think if you do that, you just wasted time for AJ Styles. You wasted the whole build of a year. If
Yeah,
you're gonna do that, then have AJ have dream matches beforehand. If you gonna match him just fucking lose like that. Oh, but
exactly.
wait, circle back real quick before we start. The
Hmm.
person I have who is a dark horse to win for the men
Hmm.
of the Royal Rumble is
Yes.
probably gonna be Oba. The women is probably gonna be um Charlotte Flair. Sorry. The winners who are gonna be of it is you are going to end up getting
Is beautiful.
probably Roman winning, and the women's side, you're probably gonna get Liv.
So we are saying you're saying Roman versus Punk at Mania for the title.
I actually take that back because I think Roman still might go Cody. I'll take that back. Winner, what I really want, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. Sami Zayn,
So
Sami Drew.
Sammy's losing on this Saturday.
Yes,
He's gonna win the Rumble and face Drew.
yes, and then you're gonna get Cody versus Roman, no title, and then you're gonna
Okay.
get Punk versus Braun, who will win the Elimination Chamber.
Okay. And then on the ladies, who do you have? You said Liv versus Stephanie Becker.
Yeah, Liv and Stephanie back here.
Okay.
Who
I
who
have it
pro- who?
different.
Okay, that's good.
I have it different. I have Jacob winning the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Jacob versus Drew. Somehow, some way, Cody is gonna win the Elimination Chamber. Triple threat at Mania. And then I have Punk losing the belt in Chicago to Braun Breaker because of a returning Seth Rollins. Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins at Mania.
I don't hate it. I
Uh,
just need Punk to not have a belt.
yeah, I don't like it, but that's the feeling I have. Then, ladies' side, I have Stephanie losing the belt prior to WrestleMania. For some reason, I feel like Roxanne Perez is going to end up with the belt. For some strange reason, I have that feeling. I have Bianca Belair winning the title. I mean, winning the Royal Rumble, going against Jade and Mania to kind of put that whole little angle to bed.
Okay.
Roxanne versus Liv, or Roxanne versus Liv versus Raquel at Mania for the belt.
Well, Raquel's probably gonna win that title.
I think
Beforehand.
she should. She's been doing really good work. Big Mommy Cool's been doing her thing.
Well,
So,
Stephanie's hurt. Like it was definitely like
like
legit. Like
legit. Yeah, she's legit hurt with her ankle. But let's see. Let's see with that. And I'm hoping AJ does not lose.
I
And
don't
I'm
think you get
hoping
AJ.
both of them are in the Rumble. AJ gets eliminated by Gunther. Brock runs up behind him, eliminates Gunther, sets up a Gunther Brock match at Mania.
I don't think you're seeing Brock again. I think Brock has bowed out without telling us.
I think Brock has 4 matches left. I think his final match will be in Minnesota at SummerSlam. He will be retired by Obafemi. Obafemi or Braun Breaker.
I don't think it's impossible. I just think I think
You
this
think
is
he's
going to be
gracefully bowing out?
I think Brock is not the type to give a fuck about where his final match is. I think he'll say just, I've made my money. We've
Yeah.
always heard that Brock says, I want my money, I want my farm, get the fuck on my way, and I've done it. And I
Yep.
think he's made a shit ton of it, and
Yeah.
he's happy to be on his farm.
He's
And
invested super well, so he's doing his thing with that. So
I'm not
I
saying
can
it's
see
impossible. Anytime you
Mhm.
have Paul Lee there, you got a chance to have that man back. But I think that he's really like, hey, I've done my fucking duty. Cena's out of the door. Randy's probably out the door soon after, and so was AJ. I'll take my time up and step out of here. But
Yeah.
I don't think AJ is going to lose. I don't think it makes sense for AJ to lose. AJ still has dream matches you have to have on the table, or just matches in general that should finish at a WrestleMania. They shouldn't be finished at a. I don't think anything should be finished at a Royal Rumble. That is a start of something. That is
Yeah.
a starting point to it. That's the genesis of what you're trying to look at. So allow yourself to be like, hey, he won. Even if he wins in a nefarious fashion.
I think we just lost Red, which is weird. Yeah, I don't think AJ is gonna lose. Oh, think we got him back? Okay. You sound muted.
Hello.
There we go.
I think AJ should not and lose that luster of their retirement. If you're gonna tell me retire, I'm expecting a year long run. It's not gonna be Cena S because he's not Cena in the eyes of WWE. I have him high for my personal style
Mhm.
of wrestling.
But they're dropping a whole line of shit for him. They're even dropping a belt.
Oh, as they should. AJ Styles has done it. Remember, this is AJ Styles 10. He's been here 10 years since in Royal Rumble. Into number 3 in that
Yeah.
2016 Rumble. This is his 10th year in the Royal Rumble. This is his 20 some odd year actually wrestling. So you allow him to go out in a situation like that. I don't think you go out just because you started there. I think he deserves to go out of Mania. He deserves to go out in front of 80 to whatever thousands people that you have there. I don't think that you just let him go out of Royal Rumble or that being sorry. I think he deserves to go out on his shield somewhere
With
at
his family
very
there.
least. Yeah,
With his family there.
at the very least, or even if you ended like you have a Saturday night main event, something you make like you did for Cena, you go out about it, but you should not have him lose at a Royal Rumble in Saudi. No.
I agree. I agree. So the most shittiest topic in the IWC right now. Trey Miguel. I have a lot of opinions. I feel like Warner Brothers, it's come to fruition today that they own 10% stake in AEW. And if Netflix purchase goes complete, WWE has a non-compete to which Netflix cannot put any other wrestling on their channel, on their streaming services. So AEW would not be a part of that package. They will be merged into TNT Sports, which is a whole
Yes.
different thing.
Yeah,
Or
they're
Warner
part of the
Brothers
deal.
Sports, something like that.
Yeah.
So, does anybody in Warner Brothers really know who Trey Miguel is? Does anybody in Warner Brothers watch the product AEW? I highly doubt it. I feel like this is Conspiracy Hat coming out. I feel like this was something orchestrated by somebody within, and that person within is their world champion.
I mean,
There's people on that show that have done way worse, including two executive vice presidents that PWG called Human Tornado, called multiple black wrestlers the N word with the hard R multiple times. Um, their play-by-play guy talks major shit about black people, and nothing has happened. He's still there week to week. JR has his things against black wrestlers like Devon Dudley as the most recent. I just feel like it's a lot of bullshit. It was 7 years ago. He apologized immediately afterwards, but it has also come to light that he was in a very serious relationship with Alicia Atout, who is now Alicia Freeman. And I don't think you can go through her social media and still see pictures of them two together. So I feel like MJF kind of was like, why the fuck you bringing him in? I don't want him here.
I mean, I think it's all very plausible for either thing to be possible of it. I'm not putting out the realm possibility that he has it, but at the end of the day, if I am AEW and I have somebody in that situation, we've seen it before. Star power holds weight, and the people that are going to get behind it. This is the same way where we've seen the lovely Jonathan Cena end the whole faction. This is how
Hmm.
we have seen Dolph get some pushback after the whole Nikki Bella situation. I just want I, I just hope that it doesn't affect the remainder of the Rascals. I hope it doesn't affect the remainder of other things. I hope that he finds where he needs to find the wrestling where he is. Trey Miguel's a very good wrestler. Trey Miguel things. But again, it gets to the point where this is why I kind of hate dirt sheets and hate the stories that come out about it because again, no one knows anything. So we are all given a speculation about it, right or wrong. We come to find a conclusion, but it kind of takes away from what wrestling is. Now, either way, we have formulated the bad guy stereotype for either one of these gentlemen, whether that be the Trey Miguel's of the world or the MJFs of the world. And it's kind of putting something in their jacket that goes by to this is how wrestlers get the bad rep of like, oh, they're the person we don't want to work with. This is how you get the everybody that won't work for me, brother, in terms of what they said about Sasha not so long ago.
Hmm.
What they said about her and Bailey when they walked out because of that. I think you're finding a way to be like, oh wow, this is kind of crazy. What do you put it to? I don't put it past anybody in said scenario. I think it's very plausible that that happened. People get very, very particular about their spouses. I just hope it doesn't trickle out to other people in other situations that go hand and forth in any promotion. This is something that, if true, can really spiral down what that locker room looks like of any locker room. Uh, and it just has to be played very closely and careful to the vest. I think Trey Miguel understands that it's a big opportunity for his probably his three best friends in the world, and opens up a lot of things. But we got to see where it goes. I it's kind of disheartening. I was really happy to see all four of them get signed. Uh,
Yeah,
and
100%.
as you say, but there may be the cover up of the situation. But like I heard that Trey made some tweets that like said, "Hey, what I did was years ago. This and a third."
Hmm.
And who knows how the situation at hand is? And I just it's just a sad for that we're missing a wrestler. It's sad that we have to have the conscious decision of like, okay, we're talking about either a conspiracy or some real life shit that's happening, and somebody has maybe basically retired from wrestling, which is crazy.
But also, there's so Zachary Wentz, Nash Carter, when he was in WWE, when he got let go, he put up that he had that photo that his ex-girlfriend put up of him dressed up like Hitler or doing the Hail Hitler sign or whatever the case may be. Who came to his defense? MJF. MJF was like, I've lived with him. He's not an anti-Semite, X, Y, and Z, da 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 da. If that was the case, why he didn't come to Trey Miguel's defense? So,
I
like
mean,
there's like a
but
lot of little things, you know. There's
true,
also
but I'm not coming
Ebru.
to the aid. I'm not coming to the aid of my wife's ex-boyfriend in general. I'm just
That's
not.
yeah, but like if you got nothing to worry about, you don't give a shit. Like Seth
Vent.
Rollins and Becky Lynch. Becky put in her book that she still had feelings for Finn Balor, and them motherfuckers work hand in hand together with no problem.
But again, the wrestling is a very mixy situation and a very crazy sport. This is where you think things don't happen. Again, I still to this day remember watching Matt and,
Oh
and
yeah, when
Edge
he
fight
spazzed.
of leader. Guess what? The world of professional wrestling is very mixy, and I don't blame them because nobody understands their lifestyle better than them. So
Yep.
they have to find people who are like that, who are in it, who whether either in the ring themselves or just around it, general. And a lot of things get convoluted and mixed up. A lot of things that happen, we don't know how all things are, and I don't know their interpersonal situations. Like they may have been over it, but he may have did some shit that we have no idea about. Like
Yeah.
that's why I kind of I the dirt sheets do whatever they want, and I don't have no problem with them finding the audiences, but I try to stay away from it as much as possible in the hearsay because at the end of the day, I don't want wrestling to be like TMZ. I don't want to know exactly how much people hate. I don't care. Like I didn't care that Brock Lesnar and Jericho had to fight one time. I don't care about these things. Like I just
Yeah,
want to know at the end of the day yeah, it's fun to see. Like, I'm cool with you telling me about some signings. I'm cool with you telling me about the possibility of somebody being in a Royal Rumble. But when you start going into livelihoods, things of that nature, you can spiral it out of control. And now, again, we're sitting here trying to figure out who am I pointing the finger at? Is it somebody at Warner Brothers? Is this the third? Is it MJF? Is it Alicia Toot herself? Like, I don't know.
like for
Like,
me, like the big thing is it's happened a couple of times in AEW already where like they try to pass the buck on to an executive in Warner Brothers. Do they run the company or do you run the company? It's like don't pass the buck.
true.
Like, yo, it was
Ye-
you. Cool. Just put your hand up. It was me. Yeah, no. Can't put him on TV due to the past. Due to comments he's made in the past that as a company we don't believe in.
Oh
And
no,
we
I
don't
get
feel like
that.
it's gotten to that point that where we accept his apology or we feel like he hasn't turned a new leaf. You know what I mean? Like I think that's the part that's getting under people's skin. But then there's also a bunch of like just weirdos that want to know,
No,
you
it's
know,
that point, but you got to understand that businesses take partnership. Like, so like WWE gets a little more cachet because they have a built-in fan base, right? You're going against a company that's 6 years old to a company that's 40 plus years old, right? The
mhm.
partnerships and situations are different. The monetary value is different and abroad. WWE may have more ducks in a row about situations and see it bigger, but AEW is the place that has now seen the possibility of a merger happen once it fully goes through that changes things. Now that they could they get a new spot somewhere with like Prime, or they're gonna keep their spots on TBS stuff like that, sure. But it is an effect about how things are going to look at what it is. We've seen the fall of WCW to the secondary situation, and it wasn't because oh we couldn't do it. They just got bored of wrestling. So to a degree, you're kind of beholden to those who are going to be able to distribute your product in a certain way until you find something that's different. Because we, to the victors go the spoils, and the people that write the storybooks. WWE to this day, like I tell everybody else, has written storybooks that WCW was the most trash shit in the world, and they fucking smoked them. 83 weeks thing. As much as I disagree with um Eric Bischoff sometimes about shit, personal opinion. But at one point in time, that man had 83 weeks. He was killing shit, and they
Mhm.
may have fucked up a little bit. But again, we gotta realize what was going through. If they still, they could probably survive that drought of it if that time Warner merger, again, a Warner merger didn't say we don't give a fuck about wrestling.
Yeah. AOL
So
AOL is the one that killed the WCW.
so with another Warner merging, like another Warner merger, like they came back to it at wrestling again, will they say fuck it again? will we have to end up trying to see this on Prime? I think legitimately Tony should be working right now to have that second backcourt of what it is, have them and ROH on Prime. I think Prime is a really good example. Or you start taking over that Peacock shit, because Peacock is in a really good need of some other.
I mean, but Peacock is USA, so they're not gonna. Everywhere WWE signs, they have that non-disclosure agreement that they can't go to Paramount because they got TKO, got UFC
Yeah, but we
on
don't.
there.
I wouldn't worry about Paramount. I just go to Prime in general. Because the Paramount shit is cool, but I'll probably go to Prime. Prime is probably your best example of what you do.
Prime is probably going to be the best bet for them to go to, unless they can pull some type of rabbit out of their ass and get onto Fox Sports.
I mean, I think it's possible. I don't think that far. I think if you could bring the whole gamut of all what you have together, you can. I think you can prove a valid source of what it is. Because again, we went into WWE having this highfalutin situation for to go Netflix. They have not consistently stayed in the top 10 of any Netflix situation at all, as they once were. Everybody has like, and this is why I hate it, because now we go back and forth about what can be, what is ratings, what is the popularity of it, who is more important. You have number one and number two. I just think that we need to be more cognizant of we have a number two. And AEW, as much as they want to fight back, they understand where their place is. I think it's different from WCW. They understand that we do something really well and our fans take it, but in the mainstream, what is, we don't have an ESPN situation going on. We are a number two company that may be as closer than people may want us to be, but we're definitely still a number two company. And you kind of play by the rules a little bit stronger when you understand that your lifeblood is a little bit harder to find now. They've cut off some avenues. They've done certain things. They've kind of programmed you. They've kind of boxed you out of certain TV deals. You kind of got to play by the rules of what's handed to you, and sometimes it's unfair. And if that means that somebody has to get caught in a calamity, unfortunately, it sometimes does. And if that's going to make sure that MJF doesn't leave you and just leave over there, like again, you're still you're in a war that you're trying to fight. Are you trying to keep that man here? Are you allowed to keep that man here? Who, no matter what, he can be thrown into any storyline ever and just be looking fine. Especially when people feel offended by him and his wife. Some people take disrespect to themselves, but involving somebody's wife and them feeling that way takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, it's gonna be a unique situation that they're going through, but it feels like AEW just basically something happens, they get panicky, they wipe their hands of it, and they walk away. When WWE, on the other hand, they'll try to spin it behind closed doors, get it resolved, and on air, make money off of it. And at the end of the day, AEW and WWE have two different mindsets. AEW wants to put on good shows, put on good matches. WWE wants to make money. And I think that's the big difference between the two brands. AEW wants to put on the best possible matches and shows that they can put together. What WWE just gives a fuck about the dollar. So yeah, y'all don't like each other? Guess what? Shut the fuck up, because you're gonna make a lot of money off of this, and this is what we're gonna do. And that's that. Tony, on the other hand, he wants to be everybody's friend. He wants to hug everybody. Everything is great. Everything is, rainbows and unicorns and horseshoes and all that good stuff. When in reality, it's not. And I think fans would appreciate it more if he wouldn't try to sugarcoat it and be like, "Oh my God, it's so great. I love it. Thank you. It's great. It's great. Everything is great. Great, great, great." It's
I
not.
agree. I agree to a degree, but at the same time, fans do the same thing. Everybody wants to be a billionaire, so you got to be the billionaire. Everybody has a great storyline and a great way to run a company until you got it in front of them. I'm mad at nobody who does what the fuck they want with their money. Like I can't get
Yeah.
mad at that. So me being mad about how he handles shit, cool. Y'all was cool with the man saying wearing do rags and racist ass jokes on the same thing. It is what it is. You gotta
Yeah.
pick your poison and who you're gonna situation. Everybody's cool with it until Triple H has a wild situation with Booker T and tells that he's less than because of who he is, and that was all fine. See, sugarcoating outside of it, but the storylines are pretty true. Some people tell you a joke, but don't tell you a lie. I just have a big differential of calling a spade a spade. Everything seems good because WWE and just likes of nostalgia, we have agreed that the big boy company is the something we will not let go of. We have nostalgia factors. They've got the kids, they got the families. Cool. There are a lot of things in it. I'm one of the people who was outlier because before I left wrestling, I had left WWE first. I had went to TNA. My love and research for wrestling was that TNA situation of AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels. WWE will never lose that pact. To this day, they've done the best marketing job I've ever seen of wrestling. They cannot lose because you tell somebody who doesn't watch wrestling, you mean WWE? They have
Yeah,
done that.
wrestling is WWE.
They have signified that. So when you have that type of situation at hand, you can play hardball. You can do whatever the fuck you want because everybody sees they got an ESPN deal. So you're right. You can tell somebody, don't. Listen, I can pay you more money you've ever seen in your life. If you look at the contracts that are reported for people, they're making $5 million to wrestle while somebody who just 2 years ago wrestled for some motherfucking peanuts and a hot dog, doing the same exact job just on a bigger stage. So when it comes to it, yeah, they may be billionaires, but guess what? They got people that's billionaires that run it and then still get billions on top of it. To get a couple $1 billion or $500 million to give out as a TV deal, plus the Saudi money, yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want. I could pay anybody. I'm having people pay a couple $1 million for a single appearance at a Saudi show. So when it comes to that, yeah,
Rock
I don't
is getting offered $50 million for a match.
So you're right. I get a chance to play hardball with people who are not at that caliber. But when you're at that, do you lose everything? Again, you have the cachet with everybody say what you want. I'm not even the biggest fan, but if I was a wrestler, I would want to have a WrestleMania match too. Shit, I get it. It's WrestleMania to say it. As much as I love All In, it don't have the same cachet yet. You have something that has 40 years of risk, something that has 6. So when I say for like when people get for Tony, I get it. Tony has a lot of shit that I wouldn't like, but guess what? It's like playing WWE 2K. When you get to run the book, you do what the fuck you want to do. He just gets to do it in real life.
No, but this is the thing. This is the thing that gets under my skin about him. He talks a big game, and I'm this in town, and ba ba ba, and this and this and this and that and that and that, and talking shit. But when it gets thrown back in his face, and he's not performing, the show is not performing. The show is not garnering the attention he believes it gets. He gets defensive.
But you gotta another company's supposed to be. Pepsi never worried about Coke. If I'm not
No.
the shit, like I'm gonna say I'm the shit. You counter programmed me 3 times this year.
Well, probably
You
more than
literally
that.
you literally waited to have events to program around me. So if I'm that motherfucker, if you said that y'all big and bad, you got the ESPN deal, why the fuck you worry about Lil me? You
Yeah,
already told
no,
me that.
but
So I'm gonna
this is a
talk my
huge
shit.
thing. Yeah, I agree. Talk it, but this is the big thing for me. Like he started crying. Oh, they're doing contract tampering. So you're telling me when you signed Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole, who became free agents that Friday, that Sunday you had a pay-per-view and you had T-shirts already printed, you had Titantrons, you had music, you had all that set up in one day? No, you were contract tampering too. Like, don't cry wolf when you're
But
doing the
hey,
same exact shit.
but these are different because remember, with Adam Cole told y'all I worked 2 months without a contract. So whatever the fuck he want to do individually is on Adam Cole.
But also,
Same thing with Danielson. They worked there with handshake deals. I could do whatever I
not
want in the bathroom
Danielson,
for a handshake.
not
No,
not
when he did that
Danielson.
last SmackDown, he wasn't signed.
No. Danielson did not Cole. Cole was actually he worked until like his second to like last day,
No,
and
but
they
then
were like they kept telling him, "Oh, we want you to shave your head. We want to change your name. We want you to make you a manager or some stupid shit." He was like, "Hell no, I'm not doing that. That's fucking dumb. I'm out."
no, but
Cool.
Cole has said he extended he had a handshake deal, and to finish out that program, that Keith Lee program.
No, Keith Lee was already brought up to the main roster
No,
because they
no, no,
wanted
no,
him
not
to
the
be
program. No,
Keith
no, you know,
Lee's.
you're right. What's that program? His last
Yeah.
program he already had a handshake deal to finish out that program. No, that was around like the Kyle shit. You're right. That was not the Keith Lee shit.
Yeah.
He had, but he had done a handshake deal. He stated this.
Hmm.
So if I'm doing that shit in the background, then cool. But at the end of the day, in the same situation at hand, while I'm about to have a situation at hand, y'all motherfuckers are putting out a report during the middle of a night that y'all getting hobbs.
But Hobbs played them too. Because you know how Tony Khan is. If you're going to leave or he has the inclination you're going to leave, he's not going to put you on TV. He's going to ice you, which any promoter is going to do. Because why am I going to go ahead and put you in the best light, have you with TV time, and then you show up on somebody else's TV? I understand that part. But Hobbs even ate the pin that night for the belt. And he was like, yo, cool. I see ya. When I see ya, I'm going to get on this plane and I'm going to go head up east real quick. Like, what? Yeah, I'm out. And then Tony
Oh,
Khan was like, damn, really? You leaving? Yeah, I'm out. It's not what I want to do. And, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, like, don't cry about it when you're doing it yourself. Because both companies do it to themselves. Both companies are doing that shit. They're sending through fucking backstage feelers. Sasha's constantly talking to Bailey, talking about, yo, when your contract is up, come over here. You know, there's already that rumbling going around. There's already a rumbling going around about
well, I don't think she's talking to her right now. Anyway, if I'm Bailey, that's what you did to me at WrestleMania. I don't give a fuck about y'all regardless.
of course.
Y'all are holding that woman hostage
No, of
at
course.
this point.
But they're also doing it with Britt Baker. They're doing it with Anna Jay. You know, like she was like, nah, I'm not gonna resign. I'm just gonna work out the rest of my deal. Okay, cool. Go have a seat. Camille came out 1 week on TV, a couple of weeks on TV, didn't like the role she was in, expressed it. Shorty was in a female wrestling movie starring role. They showed everybody else there, but they didn't talk about her. They didn't talk about Camille. And Camille was like the second biggest star of the movie. And what's Camille doing right now? I see commercials on social media. Her husband got a wrestling school. You know what I mean? While she's just sitting there collecting a check. So it's like, you know, both companies do it back and forth, but like, don't be outright in public about it. Like Tony Khan does, because Tony Khan likes to talk a lot. If WWE's icing somebody, they just don't mention it. They just be like, okay, yeah, he's leaving. Cool. Look what they did with Ciampa. You don't want to resign? Okay, cool. Respect it. We'll pay you out the rest of your deal. Just go ahead, chill at home, get right. Do you need any medical attention? Do you need any of this, any of that? We'll take care of it. Boom. Your contract expires tomorrow. That morning, you could pop up on another person's TV. Congratulations. Like he did today. He was like, yeah, you know, I'm out. Cool. So we're probably gonna see him somewhere else in the next couple of weeks.
I don't know what you should tell, but I'm never going to be the fan of the overarching overlord. I think that WWE gets away with a lot of murder because they are what people know to be of wrestling. I think they
Yeah.
do a lot of shit in the underworld, underscape of what it is. And again, I'm not worried they ain't signing me no time soon. I just think WWE is a very big picture of we are going to try to seek and destroy and do dirty shit, backstabbery shit, and do whatever. Is what it is.
But that mindset
I
comes from it being done, it being mentioned to be done to them too. So it's like, I'm gonna do it first
yeah,
because
but
I
you
got
don't.
my livelihood to worry about.
But at this point, you don't though. You're sitting pretty. You are by far and large the biggest situation at hand. You already have more deals than you ever had before. Mind you, this is a company that still looks at this again. You are now you're an intermediary now. That's what
Hmm.
it is. So at this point, the money's coming in regardless. Everybody at the top of the situation at hand has a stock portfolio. Whether you get fired or not, they are giving you stocks regardless. TKO, talk about Triple H maybe again, staying there or not, his pockets will be fine. You do not have to kill for what it is. I'm really sick of the nostalgia of then, now, forever, and y'all not giving a fuck about then, now, or forever. Yeah, You don't. The Then Now Forever shit was really cute. It's a great way. It's a great way to start the video games. And trust me, I'm part of it. I play the games. I'm here for it. I'll watch the product still. Not my favorite shit in the world. At the end of the day, when I look at it, there has to be a little more earnest of, yeah, you may feel disheveled. I'm not a fan of bully ball. And I'm not saying you may be right. Tony may kind of like, but bully ball is always going to irk me a little bit more because you chose to be a bully. You chose to act like they don't exist, and you chose to show your cards around shit. Counter programming shit is crazy to me. Also, it's the same company where your new CEO told me, I don't give a fuck about families. I'm trying to get this bread. You got it.
I mean, this is where we disagree because I got my opinions. I know certain things from certain people that we've interacted with and
Mhm.
about some of the stupid shit they've done, some of the fucked up shit that Tony's done, some of the fucked up shit that he's said. So, I we each gonna stand with our opinions
No, no, for sure.
on the subject.
I'm not saying Tony's a saint by any means of the masturbation. I just said there has to be the equivalency of it. WWE gets a lot of the, oh, I'm gonna take a step back. You could say it if you want. We've heard all this similar shit, and they put it in our faces. I've seen racial shit in front of my face throughout my whole entire
Yeah,
life
yeah,
watching
yeah.
wrestling, and I've heard the same shit backstage. I've heard the gross mishandling of women backstage, and I've seen it on TV. I've heard the sly situation going on, and I've seen it on TV. They use that shit as fodder. They use that shit as storyline. They use that shit as a, oh, they check that shit like Law and Order. These events may not be true, but we are going to take it from real life and put it on your television.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily like how that always fall. I'm not saying anybody saying you can have your opinion on both sides. I just think that it has to be equally as yoked when something so massive be chosen to be dickheads sometimes, they need to be called out to be dickheads. It's just not it for them, it's just business. Tony becomes the fucking butt of the joke because you know him sincerely. And everybody now likes to show we love to say, yeah, Triple H is behind that 8 ball, man. That's TKO money, TKO money. Last time I checked, love it or not, he still got a job. Just like I got
Mhm.
a job. But we got companies, we got CEOs. When I clock into my job, they talk about me. They ain't talking about the CEO, they ain't talking about the whole entire company. That man gets a lot of grace that not everybody gets a lot of grace for. He still is the leader and runner of anything that crosses your television. No matter how much you're gonna say. Do I say they get pushed back from the top? Sure. But guess what? If you are cool with that and you know your name is on the line, then you have to eat that too. Because last time I checked, that man is the head of all creative things that hit my television for WWE. For that be Raw, SmackDown, NXT, PLE, whatever it is.
Evolve, all that shit.
So when the same type of situation gotta be there. And it's not just, oh yeah, he don't know how to treat black wrestlers. Because guess what? He still don't. The black supremacy moving at the Hana, you bringing everybody mother over there, let me see something with it. Your women's division again, you've done a pretty good job of making sure that that tag division is great, but now who the hell do your champions have to fight? What are y'all doing over there? Wrestling
Still
as a
questions need to
whole,
be answered.
I'm just saying, wrestling as a whole has to be a lot of things going on, and we sit back sometimes on the bigger people and say, oh, nah, but they'll get it right. But why? Remember when they deleted the last people before and they just started giving y'all bullshit? And we had Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler pouring dog food on top of Roman
Dog food.
Reigns.
Oh God.
So we kind of need the other guys, whether people want to realize it or not. So that's why I'm saying I understand you can have an opinion or negative about it. And I'm not saying that man's a saying you could not like the motherfucker, but sometimes we got to be a little bit harsher on WWE a little bit too. They're big
That's what
boys and
we're
girls
here
over
for.
there,
To
for
point out
sure.
the bullshit.
But I thank you for this lovely conversation.
That's what we're here for, though. To point out the bullshit. The bullshit from everywhere and anywhere.
Agreed.
Well, with that being said, first episode down. And on to the next one. On to the
We'll
next
be back.
episode.
Some more hot takes, some more disagree, some more friendly disagreements, some more hot takes, some more Fake tribalism, not real tribalism. Fake tribalism.
Fake tribalism. As I stare at an AEW action figure and a WWE action figure.
Mhm. Oh,
Uh,
both of them are Arsenal right now. Trust me, I've watched both brands within the last couple of days. I might still watch Unreal. I doubt it, but I'm probably gonna watch. Since shout out to Netflix for dropping all the PLEs on Netflix. I finally might watch Clash and like Clash in Paris. Because I didn't
oh, okay.
VPN it. Okay, WWE, I did not give you your money, but I also didn't steal your money either. Okay, I
There we
didn't
go.
VPN it,
There
even
we
though
go.
somebody over there said give it a VPN.
Yeah. Thanks, Steph. Thanks, Steph. Thanks for
Thank you,
that promo
Stephanie.
code. With that being said, Red, any final words?
Sometimes the mid card is the main event.
That is the truth. That is the truth. And in the words of a wise man, love wrestling, watch wrestling, have some fun with it. That one, first episode, we are done. Have a
In
good
the
one,
words of John
folks.
Cena.
Okay. All right.